Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Oji. Thank God it's Friday.
Dr. Avati, you know it's my favorite day of the week. TGIF. Good morning, Ayo. How are you this morning? Good morning, Rufy on fire. You guys had a very interesting conversation with. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Well.
It's a blue day.
I'm blue
very,
too.
Very great day. All right. I was just saying that you guys had a great conversation earlier.
Skies are blue.
You guys play too much. Well, good morning to you viewers and happy Friday. Let's begin what's trending. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has responded to those calling for him to halt demolitions in the FCT, saying that no amount of blackmail will stop the demolition exercise. Well, on Wednesday, Senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Uduaghan, urged Senate President Godswill Akpabio to intervene and to stop the demolition of Paul OSA OgbeBoh Estate in Abuja.
My point of order is on Order 1B, which is slight amendment to the practice and procedure of the Senate, because it hinges on a matter of public urgent importance. It has to do with the ongoing demolition of an estate owned by Paul OSA in Abuja, that the Minister of FCT has recently ordered the demolition of the estate. And we have seen on social media and on the news that the big cries of the indigents, that the residents of that estate. So, sir, we appreciate if you can quickly grant this prayer. One, urge the FCT administration to halt the ongoing demolition of the said property, as it does not fall within the purview of the reasons from the massive demolition being carried on presently.
While speaking during the distribution of operational vehicles to security agencies at the FCTA secretariat on Thursday, Wike said the structures being demolished are properties illegally built on government land.
But let me use this opportunity to tell Nigerians and residents of Abuja, we are not afraid of blackmail. In fact, you cannot be in this kind of position if so you will not be blackmailed. Particularly as regards this Abuja. There are so many land grabbers. Some of us have come to put our feet down. Let heaven fall. It is even better that heaven comes down now. So I will not be fasting again to go to heaven. We will stop anybody who thinks that he can take government land for whatever way without formal approval. We will not look at your face. If you like, you can be a civil rights activist. If you like, you can be a television talker. What is wrong is wrong. No amount of blackmail can stop us. People take government property without approval, without document.
You can be a television talker. I mean, I don't know the television talkers that he's referring to. He's saying that there no amount of blackmail will stop him, really. Plenty land grabbers. Dr. Avati, before I come to you in the same vein.
I want to talk as a television talker. We'll talk back at you.
You will. Oh, yeah. In the same vein, Senator representing the Federal Capital Territory, Ireti Kingibe, on Thursday, walked out of the Senate chamber after Senate President Godswill Akpabio refused to entertain her motion over the FCT demolitions. Well, on Wednesday, Kingibe had notified the Senate of her motion to probe the ongoing demolition, and it was agreed that the matter would be discussed the following day. Let's take a look at that conversation.
But please
Senate President, distinguished colleagues.
Start with slight apology to your colleagues for walking out on them.
No, sir.
Then we have a problem there. If you are not humble enough,
I apologize to my colleagues for working out.
If you are not humble enough to apologize to your colleagues,
I apologize to my colleagues
for working out on them, then you
now,
will move the
added
motion.
to that, my colleagues, I expect fairness in the Senate for everybody. Concessions are given to other people. I expect them to be given to me also when it is needed. I apologize if you did not like how I lost my temper, but I was expecting this to happen today.
Proceed to move your motion.
All right. Ireti Kingibe there. I mean, she had every right to be angry. She's representing the people of the Federal Capital Territory. It's good that, she stood her ground at first and then the motion was held. Well, sequel to that motion, the Senate had asked the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to halt the demolitions in the nation's capital, except those that have been ordered by the court. Dr. Abati, I know you had a guest earlier today, and he presented, different facts, especially as it regards to the OjyOkpe Estate in Abuja.
Well, what Oladere Olayinka tried to do was to present another side of the story.
Yes.
To say that everything that is principal, in this case, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has been lawful, has been in order, and that if you look at the life camp, the Paul OSA Estate, that they do not have the relevant documents, and that most of the other people do not have documents. You've shown us a video of the minister himself saying that most of the people in the Federal Capital Territory are land grabbers, including television talkers. Well, I hope those television talkers are persons that he knows and that he will be able to identify them appropriately. But that's on the lighter side. But the thing to do is to commend Senator Natasha Uduaghan, who raised a point of order to draw attention to the matter, and to also commend Senator Ireti Kingibe to say that, look, this is a matter that affects my constituency directly. Senator Natasha said this is a matter of urgent national importance. Senator Ireti Kingibe said that, look, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory is acting ultra vires. When it was disclosed that they were going to demolish or intervene in the matter of properties, land allocations in the Federal Capital Territory, that the minister has said illegal structures, but that the properties being demolished now are not even with court orders. So these are very serious issues. And now the same Senate, after all the drama about her walking out, about her not being allowed to talk, for reasons best known to the Senate, when we were not on the floor of the Senate. The Senate has now said the FCT should halt for that demolitions.
Yes.
We hope that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory will listen to the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Both Senators Uduaghan and Senator Kingibe, asking the Senate of the Federal Republic to play an oversight role. And now they have set up a committee, an ad hoc committee led by Deputy Senate President Senator Barau, to look into the matter, to investigate. And I hope that the Minister of the Federal Republic will pay attention to this and say, we'll look anybody in the face, even if the heavens will fall. Well, he has a bounden duty to be responsible to the people of Nigeria.
Absolutely.
And when he's summoned, I hope he will not say that the president sent him on an assignment and he will not come and explain. Because as we said previously on this program, this is about land, this is about investment, this is about property. This is something that can send the wrong signal to other persons who may want to invest either in the Federal Capital Territory or in other parts. The Minister of the FCT owes us a duty when he is summoned, as they say they will summon him, to offer proper explanation. And nobody should come up with the harebrained explanation that, Senator Kingibe is raising this issue because Minister Wike has said he doesn't recognize her. Well, Wike not recognizing her is completely neither here nor there. She's not representing Wike in the Senate. She's representing the people of the Federal Capital Territory.
Absolutely.
And she was duly elected.
Absolutely.
And she is doing her duty by saying, look, this matter affects my constituency and I must be heard.
Perfect.
It is important that she and other concerned persons are heard.
Perfect. Dr. Abati, you said you wanted to respond.
You give me time.
Who do you want to respond to? How many?
Very violent.
Is it to Wike? Or,
All of the
Go
above.
ahead.
All of these guys.
Okay. These
No.
guys, you can't say these guys on TV.
Which
you have to
you can't
actually
say these guys.
say the person you are referring to. Or
Are
the,
you my
the
senior
company.
colleague?
I'm just saying.
Are you my senior colleague?
Can't
You want to teach me my
you
job
can't
on
use
air?
such such on television. Rufai, be cautioned.
My senior,
Go ahead.
Oji is my senior colleague.
Go ahead.
Oji, I feel there's a big matter here. And I'm going to point out some points. At first, Wike, yeah, we know he talks in the manner he talks, but it's very disrespectful of people. And I think we expect more. Please, Dr. Abati, you served in cabinet. Did they have a ministerial conduct book?
They have a retreat, I'm sure they
No,
would.
a ministerial conduct book on how a minister should speak in public.
You have a monitoring and evaluation unit.
No, I think they should have a conduct
Currently,
book. Guidelines for the things ministers should say in public.
Correct.
I think they should put a book so that you should have a ministerial conduct book rule. That's that on that. But I have a big problem. I'm not siding with Madam Metalori OgbeBoh and everything. I deliberately asked Larry Olayinka a couple of questions. Number one, when did the FCT write Madam Rita Lori that they've revoked the land? He told us the dates. The question is, what was the process behind selling that place to Chinda's company and allocating it to Chinda's company? What was the due process follows? Why was it a company that had Chinda's interest in there? Why wasn't she informed of first of right to free that we are reallocated it to this person and he was about to pay already?
Yes.
What happened in that deal of allocating that place to Chinda's company? Secondly, what is the modus operandi of the ministers allocating land? Is that his discretion? Was there a bidding process?
Was there a bidding process?
Was there a tenders process? I think those are the things we should look at. Yes, you might say they've not been able to perfect their papers and all of that. You give them a threshold and everything. But before you sell something, there should be a right of first refusal. Or, like you said, timelines that, okay, the next 1 or 2 weeks. And another part was citing the law of equity, like you were talking about.
Yes.
That if you go to court, these people have been there for a while, over 40 years,
40 years,
and you have not come to claim. And then the third thing we should ask the minister is, why the rush? Why all of a sudden? The next place is spot of call on that. Because see, Life Camp, yes, he said they allocated them to company, but it had become a convention. I knew people that built there that have sold their own place. It's not only one company. All those construction companies were given Life Camp. So why all of a sudden that something that was there for a while and that we had come to know that Life Camp was because of this construction company? And see, they didn't only just give them that land. They developed it. It was this construction company put together that developed it. So what happened in that middle? So I think these are the questions we should ask. What was the modus operandi of even selling it to interest? Did he bid for, did he open tender and everything?
But I think
that should be part of the investigation.
I think the matter is so unfortunate now because I heard your guest saying that, they're not, whether she comes back to apply for the land, they're not going to give her the land. They only gave her,
sold it at her back.
20 months.
They just sent her a letter to say,
time?
Oh, they just sent her a letter to say.
What was the remainder of the conversation?
They didn't even give her notice when they bought.
Right.
They just sent her a letter saying they've revoked because somebody else have paid for it.
Right.
So at least I was able to force Larry Olayinka to say that on national TV.
Yeah.
That somebody had paid for it at their back without informing the woman.
Well, Dr. Abati, I guess she can go to court. Yes? Yes, I guess.
Yes.
The point I was making earlier, even with Larry Olayinka, is that under the law of property, possession is 99% of the law. Somebody has taken your land for 40 years, if indeed it's your land, and developed it.
Come on.
And then you come back as the Nigerian government 40 years later, where the principle in equity is that equity does not aid in indolence.
All right.
If you sleep on your rights, the law of equity will find in favor of the other. But that's for the courts to determine.
And we'll continue to
so
talk
there
on
will be
TV,
equitable remedies involving this.
We'll continue
that's
to
why
talk
they
on
should
TV.
go to court. Go to court.
And we'll continue to talk on TV, Dr. Abati.
Like Madam Rita Lori asked for President Tinubu, please let the court work.
All right. Well, all
Because when they
right.
say go to court in this country, it's like a mocking tone.
Well, all right.
We just pray it works.
Well, all right. We'll take another story now. The 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party has visited Donu Kowara, an international journalist who had criticized his leadership style in the wake of the gale of defections within the Labour Party, saying that she's no longer an obedient. Kowara spoke to Charles Anyogolu on Arise Prime Time.
PDP, j'accuse. I accuse Atiku of spending more time, all this manana, Dubai type of big man type of thing, not really effectively taking on the government. And I blame Peter most of all, because Peter was a shining star. And people, so many people committed themselves to him emotionally, myself included. I'm not an obedient anymore, to be honest with you, because he's such a disappointment. I mean, there's no aggression. The government is lousy. There's so many things this government is doing wrong. Contracts being awarded without due process. Economic collapse. Rampaging inflation. Widespread hunger and disillusionment. And, you know, you never hear anything seriously punchy from Peter. He's too mild.
Yeah. Well,
you see,
he should go more for the jugular, basically.
He should go. He's got so much. There's so much he could go for, and he would get so much public support if he did. I'm not just speaking for myself, by the way. I'm speaking for hundreds of obedient, ex-obedients or current obedients who are really, really disappointed in him. We don't want a weak opposition leader. He's the star of the show. Atiku, PDP, they should also be doing more. But really, Peter is the star opposition player, and he's not doing well enough.
Well, there are a lot of reactions that trailed this particular comment, Ayo. But you know, Peter Obi shared photos of his visit in a post on X with a caption. Having watched the interview with Donu Kogbara on Arise TV and considering the concerns she raised, I felt it was important to visit her, as I have always maintained leadership and personal growth are deeply tied to the ability to listen, learn, and engage with a variety of perspectives. I sincerely thank her for the warm reception and useful discussion we had. These kinds of interactions enhance understanding and pave the way for constructive dialogue. All right, even this visit has, you know, there's been mixed reactions with this visit. I mean, Peter Obi posted those photos. I thought it was good to see that, you know, Peter Obi was able to go and visit his critic to find out what really is going on. And I believe that there was a post after this visit from Ms. Kogbara saying that, she's now an obedient. Ayo, go ahead.
So Ms. Kogbara has an article, a column in the Vanguard newspaper, a weekly column on Wednesdays called Donu's World. And she actually detailed her encounter with Peter Obi without going into the details of the conversation. She went back to talking about her interview with Mr. Onyagolu here at Rise TV, and how following that, Obedience Massive on X came for her and insulted her for her opinion, stating that she felt that Mr. Peter Obi could have done more as an opposition party, especially because of the kind of trust and faith she had in him, saying she was no longer an obedient. Now, she then said that Mr. Peter Obi reached out to her and that she was quite surprised and taken aback by his humility. Yes. And that, of course, swayed her and thought, then restored her faith in the obedient movement. Not only did he reach out to her, she offered to visit him as a non-VIP, but he said no, he was going to be in Abuja. He visited her. So this is what transpired. She detailed it in that article, and that shows to the extent of which she felt really honored by his visit to her. But the lessons here for me is a lot of people are too quick to respond to criticism or to people's opinion about certain things. There's nothing wrong with expressing an opinion, especially if you had a stake in it and it's for the good of the movement. A lot of times, any criticism, they come at you like a mob, and that's why they've been insulted, called fascist by Mr. Wole Soyinka in many instances. Sometimes by doing that, they hurt the movement and the campaign more than the good that they're doing to it. That's what they did to one of them who just expressed her opinion as to the disappointment she felt. Mr. Peter Obi himself then went to her and said he appreciates constructive criticism. And I saw that's a show of leadership and sportsmanship, and he said he was actually going to take some of the things she said on board, explained himself to her. I hope his followers take a leaf from this, and it's not everything that is an attack. Some opinions need to be aired for change and improvement, and that's what she did. Thankfully, she said she's now a proud obedient, but still a message to the people who came out to insult her for expressing an opinion. They had to be careful. It's a movement that was really powerful, but they need to ensure that it doesn't morph into this monster where people don't respect their opinion anymore because they just are a mob that's attacking people up or down.
Fantastic. Well said, Ayo. Well said. We'll take another story now. On Thursday, the Kaduna State Governor, Uba Sani, after the NEC meeting presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said that many state governors support the establishment of state police. Uba Sani highlighted that the police, the army, and other relevant security agencies do not have enough personnel to cover all the states.
Of course, FCT is not a state. It's territory, and they explain why they have not submitted. They gave reason, but 36 states have all submitted their own position on the subject of state police. And I want to say it here clearly that most of us are in agreement for the establishment of state police.
Well, Dr. Abati, it appears that the issue of state police has finally been given the attention that, has been called out for a while now. 36 state governors, I believe that Ubasani has said that they've endorsed the state police movement, but also the issue of policing in Nigeria. Before I come to you, in the wake of that announcement, human rights activist Rinu Oduwola posted a video on X showing the brutal assault of an unidentified man by men of the Nigerian police force. This video might be disturbing for some viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. This is almost like the incident that occurred in America that caused that whole opera, the George Floyd assassination by the police, basically. We don't know the result of this incident. The man is still unidentified. We have played out this video so that the Nigerian police force will respond to this. But let me take a tweet from Vincent, who wrote, "I can never get over my fear of the Nigerian police. All my fear triggers are up. The moment I see them from a distance, my default engagement with them is to ensure I come out safe and alive. Really sad, to be honest." Dr. Abati.
Okay, very quickly. Look, there are two sides to the story. We don't know where this happened.
We don't know where it happened.
But under Section 173 of the Penal Code, resisting arrest is a misdemeanor. Under Section 197 of the Criminal Code, which applies in southern Nigeria, resisting arrest is also considered, a felony. I think the punishment is 2 years imprisonment. In other words, from the affected person's side, you are not supposed to resist arrest.
That was what happened with George Floyd. He was resisting arrest.
If you resist arrest, then you are pitting yourself against the law. You are obstructing the justice system, starting from the uniformed person's part. That's one part. So it's important for Nigerians to know that you are supposed to cooperate with law enforcement officers. You cited, was it 2 days ago, the example of a woman who was almost rough handling.
Rough handling, slapped and kicked
a federal road safety official. But on the other side, Section 4 of the Criminal Procedure Act also talks about procedure when you want to arrest somebody. Now, one, you must be in uniform. If you are not in uniform, the person that you are trying to arrest has a duty to ask you to identify yourself. That person, he or she, has a duty to ask you, why are you arresting me? You must explain why the arrest is being enforced. You are not allowed to impose unnecessary restraints. That's what that Section 4 of the Criminal Procedure Act says. Except the person is violent, or the person is trying to escape, or the person is behaving in any particular manner. And then the person can also ask you, which police station are you taking me to? In fact, if you tell the person this is your offense, whatever it is, the person can say, I will not say anything until I get my lawyer. Now, the problem with our law enforcement officials in Nigeria is that they don't know their own procedures. They think that once they wear that uniform, they can treat anybody anyhow. So you have this conflict between law enforcement agents and individuals who may have been engaged in certain infractions. The bigger problem, it seems to me, is a lack of trust in the state because our policemen have been behaving in a roguish manner. Isn't that what led to NSAS protests? Protests against police brutality. So the default position for the average Nigerian trying to be apprehended by the police is to think that, oh, these brutal officers have come again. So, but on both sides, what we need to do is to rebuild that trust between law enforcement and the citizen.
Okay.
But citizens also have a duty to abide by the law. Those are the two styles in my view.
You're absolutely right with that issue. But then there's also the issue about rules of engagement with the police. Yes.
That's what I meant by procedure.
Yeah, rules of engagement I'm talking about. This is my main issue right now. What are they supposed to do when a citizen resists arrest? Are they supposed to behave in that manner?
And that's why I want to ask Dr. Abati, you quote law, couple of questions. I'm talking reality. You will see police will pick up people because they want to take money from them for no reason. So what is even the modus operandi of the arrest? That's just it.
That's the main point.
And is it because this man is alone?
Uncalled for.
You are talking
Those
about
men
2 years
in America were arrested.
You are talking about 2 years imprisonment for people that resist arrest. What about a former governor that resists arrest for close to a year in this country? What happened to him? That means where is the 2 years? Is that not because
you can handle him
that sometimes maybe I'll go and read law later in my life or quote, because it's when you people quote this law. It's not Jamo reality.
No, let me just say there were 3 policemen to one unarmed man. Oh, there are 4 policemen.
If you check it, if you check that case now, it might be money. It might be money you want to collect from you.
It just shows like what the mistrust, the distrust that people have. So at night, if a police officer comes for you to come, you will run away.
It's money.
I understand the law, the position of the law that you should not resist arrest, but sometimes you are afraid. A lot of us have had encounters where it's because of money or because of a very flippant reason they call you. So
Christmas period, you are going out in the night. Almost over 95% of police officers is Oga wetin you carry.
All right.
So the police needs to do something about it. About it.
All right, we'll take another story now. Well said, you all. We'll take another story. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has released a new video on X, thanking German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier for his visit to Nigeria. Tinubu in the post stated that Nigeria plans to strengthen the relationship and build partnership that is fulfilling and rewarding to both countries. Let's take a look.
It is a great honor for me to welcome my friend and a partner, the German president.
Mr. President, welcome. Thank you for your kind invitation.
The bottlenecks that has been the bane of businesses in this country has been removed. We are aligning with good governance for quality and encouraging businesses to move faster. We plan to strengthen the relationship and build partnership that is fulfilling and rewarding to the two countries.
All right, I love this. Like I said to you yesterday, great optics for Nigeria as well. It was a successful visit, a quick comment.
Very successful visit. We saw some of the outcomes. First of all, the closed-door meeting between both presidents.
Yes.
And then, very importantly, out of this, aside from the cultural visit to Nika Gallery.
Oh, I love that cultural visit. Oh, that was my favorite.
Meeting with business leaders, an opportunity for Germany and Nigeria to do business. When we have diplomatic visits like this, that's what each country is looking at. Yes. What is in it for us? What can we gain from this? What can we benefit from this? And there are a lot of areas where Nigeria and Germany can partner.
Yes.
Talked about the energy sector, talked about the manufacturing sector and other areas. And so President Tinubu has said Nigeria is open for business.
Yes.
So it's great to see this, and we're looking forward to what this visit would mean for businesses in Nigeria going forward.
Yes, I mean, I really enjoyed his comments when I was at the Nikkei Art Gallery on yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before?
2 days ago. Yeah.
2 days ago when we met with him, and he talked about the cultural ties, how long it dates back, and it's just amazing that till now we still share those bonds, which actually I didn't even know. I mean, it's great to see that. Well, all right. Congratulations to both presidents, President Tinubu and the President of Germany. We'll take our final story now under entertainment to usher in your weekend. The much-anticipated music video for the hit song Funds by Grammy-nominated artist Davido, featuring Odumodu Black and Chike, has finally been released and is taking social media by storm. Let's take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I present to you the FOT 501.
Flash for lights, get me down, that's a drink, let's get me good.
Without further ado, let the beating.
Okay, girl, make I show you my bank account. Two-Face, I get it plenty to go around. So girl, make you dance when you hear this sound. Now we the poppy all over town. So tell me if you did down.
Mismanage my faults on you.
All I really wanna do,
I will mismanage my faults. You ain't the one that stop me. Mismanage my faults on you.
when you don't know my problems.
This is Davido. Davido, Mariah is whisking. Mariah is whisking. This is the latest one, and it's taking so. I mean, I love that Brenda Fassie mix with it. A beautiful tribute to Brenda Fassie. I just thought I should just ginger you guys up for the weekend. Dr. Abati, are you going dancing this weekend?
Yeah,
you know it's Friday.
Davido is your
yes.
favorite artist.
One of my favorite. My favorite, actually.
That's fine.
Well,
yeah,
yes,
he's doing very well.
He's doing well.
He's doing well. You know who says honey?
I had Mr. Macaroni's video that I wanted us to play all week, but you know, time has passed. So many trending stories as always. Well, you all have a great weekend. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis as always on What's Trending. Well, congratulations, Davido. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all next week.